Every day, usually in the morning between 5 and 11 a.m., we release our Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, and it's awesome. You're going to want to listen to it every single day. It's 10 to 15 minutes of Colts, Pacers, IU, Purdue, IndyCar, the Fever, and major national sports news that Central Indiana sports fans are talking about. And, of course, the best high school sports coverage in Central Indiana. Please join us every day. What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 301.3, our NBA Finals report with John Robertson, where we talk about the Pacers and Thunder, Game 6 coming up on Thursday, and news from around the NBA.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome NBA fans and Pacer fans to the Central Indiana Sports Report's NBA Finals report. I guess kind of, John, we're going a little bit back to the NBA report because we're going to be talking about some things other than the finals, but that, of course, is going to be our main focus because we are, after all, Pacers people.
That's right, we are. I'm a little nervous.
I've been telling you, I think the Pacers are winning this game.
I think they have the ability to win the game. I think they can win the game. We'll just have to see if they can do it, right? Like, I thought they could win Game 4 the other night, and I thought they could win Game 5, and both times they just let it go. So they have
John,
the ability.
they are winning this game. They are going to win this game. I'm telling you.
I'm less confident than I've been in the past, so we'll see.
As I told Mike Hutzel, it reminds me of 2000 Finals Game 5. Going into that, I knew the Pacers were going to blow out the Lakers. This is going to be all Pacers all night. I'm just telling you, don't be surprised when it happens. They're going to go back to Oklahoma City on a roll. We'll see what happens with Halliburton, but I just have a feeling that Nembhard is going to be embarrassed about his performance the other night, and he is going to have the game of his life.
Well, I hope you're right. I think they have it in them to do it. We got to see what happens. We need multiple people to step up and have big games. It can't just be one guy. It's got to be multiple people.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see Nesmith go off again. I really would. But
it's been a while.
It's just one of those, like, every time I expect the roll to get started, they never get going. And the biggest part is because Oklahoma City's defense is just so good. But, you got to feel like they've got one or two big runs in them. We just need it at the right time. Can you believe we're almost to the end of the season?
I got to tell you, John, I'm having off-season withdrawals by this point in the year. I'm usually all over what the Pacers are doing next, and I've spent no time thinking about what the Pacers are doing next. Almost no time, except for the Miles Turner thing, which we'll see how that plays out. This, again, is not the time for that. But I've spent very little time thinking about the offseason. Then yesterday, all of a sudden, the Pacers make a trade. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. The Pacers are in the middle of their offseason. I mean,
yeah.
the NBA is in the middle of its offseason.
That trade confuses me. I don't really know what's going on with that one. Like, they got their own pick back from New Orleans that they originally got.
They're creating space for this year. They're just creating space for this year. They're not interested in drafting this year. Now they're going to use that other draft pick for next year as part of whatever they're doing, which might be re-signing a Miles Turner. That might be the big move. I don't know. I sure hope not. I hope I hope there's something big in the works because this franchise is close. And as we get to our next topic, which maybe not as close as we think, because this Oklahoma City team is just going to keep getting better and better. And we need to talk about them. Because this is, after all, the NBA report, not the Pacers report.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine to talk about.
Yeah, and how good they are at such a young age. It's been a long time since we've seen anything like it. And Jalen Williams has gone from star to superstar, I believe, in this finals. After Game 2, I said, "Hey, where's Jalen Williams been? He's been a little quiet. I'm a little worried about this," and I was right.
You woke him up, Greg. He listened to the podcast and said he was going to show up. I had that in my notes too. Jalen Williams' breakout the other night he had a big, big night, and looked really good doing it. Like, I mean, you hate to say it as a Pacers fan, but like he looked incredible, and I don't think it was a fluke at all. I think it was honestly just a breakout.
You know what he is, John, and this is one of the rarest qualities in an NBA player. He is a bad shot maker. There is not a bad he can take shots when his feet aren't, when he's not square, when his feet aren't planted, when he's at an awkward angle. Those are the rarest of NBA players, and he's got that.
Well, that reminds me of Caitlin Clark. You hate her shot selection, but
I do. I hate her shot selection.
Them. You know,
she sure does.
Gonna make them. So
I just wish she'd take 2 steps in. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Make the shot a little easier on yourself. That's all. That's my only criticism.
I like it.
It doesn't have to be from the logo, Kate.
If she believes it, she's going to make it, and she's going to make it, then the crowd loves it. So do what you do.
She's been unreal.
So I do think like the young talent in Oklahoma City, like they're going to be a problem for a minute. You know, they're going to be a problem next year.
They also have 187 first-round draft picks that they're going to have to do something with because how are you going to fit draft picks onto this roster? It's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, are there places they can upgrade? Do you think there's places they can upgrade?
You're not going to do it through the draft. They're going to do it through trades, I believe. Trading those draft picks is going to be how they're going to get it done. No matter who they draft right now, in the position that they're drafting, no chance anybody's fitting into that roster.
No.
They're already 12 deep. They're already going to have to consolidate to reach their peak because they're so deep. I mean, they're like the Pacers, even deeper, 10, 11, not a big drop off for them.
Speaking of the draft, I was kind of looking through the draft list, and other than the first few picks, I don't think it's a very exciting draft. How do you feel about it?
I think the first pick is pretty exciting. And after that, I'm not even sure about the second pick. I'm not sure. I'm like every NBA draft. There are going to be sleepers in there that are other than Cooper Flagg, who I think is a true difference maker. I'm not sure this draft class has that.
Yeah, I openly admit that I don't follow a lot of the college stuff until bracket tournament time. So I don't know a ton of these names. Like I know Cooper Flagg, obviously, and I know a few of the guys on the list, but it was not an exciting looking draft.
Bunch of role players
to me. So
it's everybody like a bunch of role players to me.
Yeah.
And if you're expecting Harper to be a star, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. He would have to be one heck of a one-on-one player to become a superstar. You know.
Well, and like you said, there's going to be sleepers that we don't see coming, and
absolutely.
You know,
I like Con Knippel. I like a lot of these guys, but they're good role players, no difference makers that I see. Speaking of which, I think Dallas has their eyes set on Miles Turner, just so you know. I think the Pacers are going to be...
But they also have the number 1 draft, so they're going to get Cooper Flagg.
I think they like those two together.
What do you think the Pacers look for to replace him? Where are they going to go to replace Miles?
I hope they consolidate 4 of these players and take the depth and make it into... another number 2, number 3 player to put in there with Miles Turner. Not Miles Turner, with Siakam and Halliburton. I think you stick with Nembhard and Nesmith. You look at maybe Matherin's on his way. If you could package Turner and Matherin in a sign and trade, you can upgrade for sure. I love Matherin. I think he's going to have a great future. Sometimes players don't fit in a certain situation. He is meant to be a go-to scorer, and he's going to be somewhere. I just don't think it's going to be here. He doesn't fit the style. And I think the same thing for Miles Turner. I love him. I love everything he's done. He's been a great player he does a lot of great things. What this team needs from their center is a guy who gets contested rebounds, outlets the passes, runs the floor, plays defense. That's it. Run, defend, rebound. Run, defend, that's it. That's all you need from... They've got enough shooters. They've got enough scorers. They don't need their center to be shooting 3-pointers.
I mean,
that's the way I see it.
If Zach Edey's on the block, you
Zach
want him?
Edey's not. Got to be able to run.
Yeah, that's fair.
A Jalen Duren type, a Bam Adebayo type, a guy who can who's going to get contested rebounds, and is also just going to run the floor and be available for passes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of anybody that's available, and there's no
Everybody's
name.
available.
Well, I know, but like who? I was trying to think of who we could.
If you package, let's say it's Neesmith, Matherin, and Turner, you could get any player in the league, can't you?
Yeah, who do you want? Who do you want for that?
I'm saying
like
you've got
it's
your
like,
core, right? I'm saying you've got your core of
sure.
Halliburton, Siakam. You add another guy. Does it really matter at that point? The people around. You've got Obi on the bench. You've got T.J. McConnell on the bench already.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm saying, like, hold on. My point is,
Jarris Walker's coming. He's going to be a contributor in the future. That's my point. Consolidate.
Well, yeah, no, you're good, but my point is, like, I could have $1 million to buy a house, but if there's no house that I want for $1 million, that doesn't do me any good.
I'm saying they can go get anybody. Jalen Duren. There's lots of guys.
That's
Bam Adebayo from Miami. There are lots of guys that
how
fit
old
this
is Bam?
bill. And hopefully Isaiah Jackson can fit that bill.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
That guy exactly. He just got hurt and no offensive skills. He's got to improve his basketball IQ. I think he has. But he defends, he rebounds, and he runs the floor. That's why they traded to get James Wiseman, because those guys, prototype fits better with what this team does, Isaiah Jackson, James Wiseman, than what Miles Turner does. Miles Turner is a better player than those guys. Everybody understands that. But it's about fit. And I think with what the Pacers are trying to do, it's about fit.
Do you think if Wiseman doesn't get injured in the first week of the season or preseason, whenever it was, the Pacers win this finals easy?
I don't know. He has not proven ever that he's been a long-term answer to anything. Every time he's been good, it's been for a short period of time. So I don't bank anything on that. Now, Isaiah Jackson might be a different story. I think he was really coming. I think he was almost to a starting center level player when he got hurt. And right now you're looking at guys like Thomas Bryant and Tommy Evans. Tommy Bradley.
Tony Bradley.
Tony Bradley playing those minutes instead of Isaiah Jackson and James Wiseman.
You guys should know Tony's Bradley, because as soon as he comes in, everybody in the group chat blows up how mad they are that he's on the floor.
I love Tommy. I just don't understand that. Anyway,
I'm just saying,
he's not part of the future, John.
Like, let's really think about this, though. Like, while we're talking about it, like, the Pacers have had some bad injuries this season, and we're still going into Game 6 of the NBA Finals. So that's
pretty amazing. I sure didn't expect it to be this season, John. I've been saying since before the playoffs started, I thought they'd lose to Milwaukee. I thought they were a next year team. I thought they were a player or two away. And one thing I hope doesn't happen, and what happened last year, which is why I was torn about the run to the Eastern Conference Finals, is that the front office doesn't go, oh, we're good where we are. I hope that's not what they do, because they're not. This year was an anomaly that it had a couple of top teams. Other teams were trying to figure themselves out. This was a year Boston was never figured itself out, for example. And then what we did to Cleveland. But I hope they don't look at it and say, yeah, we're good enough, because if they stand pat with this team, I think they're finishing fourth in the East next year.
Yeah. Fourth.
Third,
maybe
fourth.
Third.
I don't think they're.
I think we got to talk about Orlando.
That was where I wanted to go next.
After picking up Desmond Bane, I think they're going to be a strong contender in the East.
They probably got 1 year because all their contracts are coming up. Paolo Banchero, if he makes the leap and he was starting to before he got hurt last year, if he makes the leap I think he's going to, that might be the team we're talking about next year, not New York, not Boston, not Cleveland. It might be Orlando.
Yeah, I don't think Boston's going to be as impactful unless they do something to cover for Tatum being out for a full season. Because, I mean, basically...
Well, something at center, too. I mean, you cannot go into next year with Porzingis as your center.
No.
Before Tatum went down, they weren't winning anything. There was no chance they were beating the Pacers. 0% chance that team, even with a healthy Tatum, was beating the Pacers. None.
I thought they were for sure going to beat the Knicks. I really did. I thought for sure they were going to beat the Knicks, but I thought the Pacers were going to beat them. And I thought
the Cavs were going to beat them. That's what I thought was going to happen.
You thought the Bucks were going to beat them. We know.
No. I thought the Cavs were going to beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be the Pacers. I didn't think everybody was second half of the season. I saw in the second half of the season a lot of close wins against bad teams where they had to come from behind because they were down 20 points, and they were doing that stuff over and over and over. And I thought this team wasn't mature enough. Turned out I was wrong.
That's just what they do, though. They play up to their competition and they play down to their competition, and they've done it forever. But like they just, they had that, like, so if you just think about how when they play against good teams, they play great most of the time. So like the playoffs is going to have to be playing good teams. That's why I wasn't worried. But like, there were nights where they would go out there against like the Wizards and just be like, whatever, we don't care. And it just looked like they didn't care at all.
Game 2 of the NBA Finals was the exact same way. They played a finals game like they didn't care at all. It's what it looked like.
Yeah, I think there's something in the mentality when they get a big win that's unexpected. For whatever reason, they fall off the next night. Like they think it's going to just be easy the second time. They forget how hard they had to play to get that surprisingly big win.
Or they got that one win. They don't need to get the second one. It was really bad, and something on this team isn't quite right. And it's weird to say when you're 2 games away from an NBA championship, but this team doesn't quite fit right. And unfortunately, I believe those pieces are Miles Turner and Ben Mathurin, who, again, I think Ben Mathurin's going to be an all-star down the road. He doesn't fit, though, a team that moves the ball, and that's their philosophy. He just doesn't. The ball sticks in his hands. He's not a selfish player.
He wants ISO ball.
Yes, he's an ISO player. Same with Miles Turner. He gets the ball at the top. Now, I want to say this he's been a better passer this year than I've ever seen him be, Miles Turner. He actually has looked to pass first at multiple times this year, and I think he's actually made that change, which has made him valuable, which has been a big reason that they have gone through. I'm not saying that, again, I think Miles Turner's a very nice player. Lots of teams will be lucky to have it.
I think part of the problem the last 2 games, you kind of hit on there, is like they're looking to pass first too much. Like they've had some open shots and they've hesitated that they would have taken against New York and Cleveland and Milwaukee. And if they would just take those shots, maybe you miss them, sure, but like I think they're hesitating a little bit much. I think they're rattled.
The weird thing, John, is Game 4 they led almost the entire game, right? They almost up 3-1. Game 5 they're within 2 points with 9 minutes to go, with Halliburton doing nothing and Nembhard doing nothing.
Yeah,
This was there for the taking. And I believe we're going to Game 7, and I'm not sure it won't be there for the taking again.
You should pick up tickets for tomorrow. I think you should go. Ticket prices are down.
I just hope it's not filled with Thunder fans. I don't think we'll let that happen.
See, I'm a little concerned that's what's going to happen because the prices have dropped so hard that I think Thunder are going to have a higher percentage than they did in 2, 3, 4.
With the secondary market, it's hard not to. It's hard not to have them.
I think
used to be you could keep them out of the stadium. Now it's almost impossible.
I also think there's a lot of people that were trying to capitalize on the, just flip it, like scalpers, whatever you're going to call them, flippers. And now that they can't get their money, they're going to try and just recoup whatever they can get because like they had no intention of going in the first place.
John, I really love the Pacers. I wouldn't go if I had a press credential. Next year when we have press credentials for this stuff, I probably won't go.
Yeah, well, you can give it to me. I'll go. I
am not a go anymore. I like to observe from afar. That's my role now. I like to go to high school stuff. High school stuff still. I'm not. The big crowds are just not for me anymore. I went to every Indy 500, John, from 1982 to 2016. I haven't been back. The big crowds are not for me anymore.
We are very opposite because I work in a high school and I don't necessarily enjoy going to high school games. Like, I'll go.
I love the communal thing.
I try to go to at least at one game for every sport every season, right? Like I try to show the kids that I'll support, but like, man, by the end of football season, I am ready for it to be over because I always announce the football games and I'm like, man, I'm over it.
All right, well, let's talk about the rest of the NBA and what's going on. Rumor is Giannis is returning to Milwaukee. Anything else that's jumped out yet at you in the rumor mill?
Nothing really, other than where do we think KD is going to end up, because he has his preference, but Phoenix, as they should, have basically said, we'll trade you where we trade you. And so...
Yeah. I think Milwaukee probably has an obligation that if Giannis says, I want to go to one of these three teams, they probably have the obligation to a guy like that to say, yeah, we'll see what we can do. But
sure.
Why do the Suns have any obligation to a guy who pretty much spent 3 years letting them down?
Well, and I mean, KD's a great athlete. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a great athlete. But, like, I don't have a lot of respect for his team jumping across the league. He's been on how many different teams at this point? He started at Oklahoma City, went to the Thunder, Phoenix.
He's all butthurt about his reputation, too. You know?
Well, yeah.
And he's earned it. I'm sorry. That's what happened when you join on a bandwagon and win a championship. You become the guy who won a championship by jumping on a bandwagon. Sorry.
I know it makes me an old, I don't know, boomer or whatever you want to say, but like I like and respect the guys that start with a team, stay with a team, and do something with the team. I think
Absolutely.
that earns you an extra degree of respect. Like, I get that it's a business. I get that players have to do what's best for them because owners are doing what's best for them. I get all of that, but like that doesn't change the fact that when you build something where you're drafted, you deserve an extra tier of respect.
And the way Sam Presti and Kevin Pritchard have built their teams are exactly that way. That's the reason that it works. You bring in guys who you know are going to be team first guys, community first guys, who want to stick around, who want to be part of something special there. And that's why those teams are where they are. And it's going to be incumbent upon other franchises to say, hey, this is kind of the way it's done now. You know?
Yeah. I think that when they see what OKC...
Kevin Durant might be a great player. His value is not what he's being paid, though. His value is not that valuable anymore. And you've got to take that in consideration. If the Pacers do this, you cannot break the bank to bring in Kevin Durant. He's just not that guy anymore.
I was going to say, would you want Kevin Durant? Because I don't know that I wouldn't.
No, don't want to have anything to do with him.
I don't think he would be able to bring a championship to Indianapolis.
Even if that was a potential part of it. I don't want me first guys. I'm not a fan. Again, you talk about respect. It's not respect as a man. It's nothing like that. Respect as a basketball player and his legend, which is my interest, is he is a grifter who showed no loyalty to anyone. Why would I want to have him on my team?
Speaking of that, were you joking when you said the Paul George trade earlier? Because I couldn't find anything online about it.
No.
You weren't joking?
Nope. The rumor is Paul George, as soon as it's potential to happen, will be headed to the Utah Jazz.
Well, then I guess you should book the Clippers and Sixers as the next playoffs or the
That's
champions.
Right. Next finals next year.
See if the PG leaving a team leading to a finals trend continues.
Yeah. Paul George will not be. It's going to be a very interesting offseason because even players, like you said, who's available, who you want. I'm not sure it's going to be players who are available. I think everybody's pretty much freaking available. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not available. Pretty much everybody else is, and that includes LeBron James might be available for the right price. He might be willing to go chase another ring. You're talking about lots of potentials out there.
Well, it wouldn't be shocking if LeBron leaves. I mean, he's just like KD. He'll go wherever he thinks gives him an opportunity to do something. I don't think I pick up LeBron no matter who I am because he sits out too much. I mean, he's still a great athlete, but he's old and he sits out too much. And he didn't do anything with Luka or AD.
So
anyway,
I'm looking at it, John, the rumor, and I don't see where it originates. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't see where it originates. It's just a rumor, but it seems several sources are indicating that the Paul George will be traded to the Jazz. So we'll see. But I know that it's going to be a very interesting offseason. And I was joking in as far as I guess the Sixers are the next The only reason that I brought it up, it wasn't that I was reporting something. It was that to make the joke. But it's not a joke that the rumors are real.
Yeah, no, there's going to be tons of rumors right now. But I think once the finals are over, we'll start to see a lot of stuff fall into place. I don't know if you can tell. I definitely am low energy today. I'm tired. I've been at the fever game last night.
I'm not even going to these games, and these finals games have taken a lot out of me emotionally. I'm too old to be this concerned about a child's game, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So for Game 5, like I really didn't even want to watch it. I was so stressed out.
I didn't. I listened to it.
So
I couldn't do it. I turned to Mark Boyle when I am that anxious.
I'll watch it again, like I always do, but I'll probably have something there to distract me just in case.
Thanks so much to John for joining the podcast. Oops.
Got to pick up the microphone. Thanks so much to John for joining the podcast and to you for listening. Please help us out by spreading the word about the Central Indiana Sports Report. We humbly thank you in advance.
Indiana Sports Report is brought to you by TG Media, and I love Susie. Go Pacers.